Good morning, my dear students. Today I am going to explain you calorimetry. In my previous lecture of calorimetry, I have already explained about the concept of heat, concept of temperature, unit of heat, unit of temperature, relation between change in absolute temperature to the change in degree Celsius temperature, how can we convert a given degree centigrade temperature into Kelvin temperature at the temperature in Kelvin. And today I am going to explain you about the factors affecting heat absorbed by a body, means amount of heat absorbed by a substance. Okay, so amount of heat absorbed, let Q is the amount of heat absorbed or amount of heat required. This is, first factor is the mass of the body, or mass of the substance. How? Just taking an example. Suppose there are two bodies of same substance, or we have taken same substance, 1 kg or 2 kg of 1 kg, suppose 1 kg of water we have taken, 1 kg of water, and we have changed its temperature by 1 degree centigrade by supplying the amount of heat, suppose 10 joule. Now see, initially we have taken 1 kg of water, so to increase its temperature by 1 degree centigrade, if we require 10 joule of energy, and now we have changed its mass, now we have taken suppose 10 kg of water, okay, 10 kg of water, and now again we are going to change the same amount of temperature, okay, same extent of temperature by 1 degree centigrade, then will you require the same amount of heat? Obviously no. Why? Since here the mass of the substance has been changed. That's why we need more heat. That's why here Q will be required. Just here for 1 kg if it is 10 joule, then for 10 kg it may require 100 joule. Okay? Thus, it is clear that Q means the heat absorbed by a body to increase by the same substance, to increase the temperature by same extent, we require the different amount of heat for different masses. Thus, amount of heat required is directly proportional to the mass of substance. Now, next point is that, okay, next point is, it is directly proportional to change in its temperature. Again, the same bodies, here suppose 1 kg of water we have taken, and again mass keeping same. Here we have taken same masses and also same substance. Suppose water is here, here also water, okay, and now here I would like to increase the temperature by 1 degree centigrade, and here I would like to increase the temperature by 10 degree centigrade. Will you require the same amount of heat? Substance being same, quantity means their masses being same, so the amount of heat Q1 and Q2 will definitely be not same. It is depending upon the change in temperature. That's why here Q is directly proportional to change in its temperature. And the third factor is the nature of the substance. Nature of the substance. So when we combine both of them, then we write it as Q is equal proportional to mass and change in temperature. Now if you remove this proportionality sign, then this will be equal to C, being a proportionality constant, where the C is a proportionality constant and known as specific heat capacity. Specific heat capacity. Specific heat capacity. This C is a proportionality constant and known as specific heat capacity. Now it implies that, so this is a very most important formula of Q, means heat required. So the heat absorbed by a body or a substance is depending on specific heat capacity of that particular substance, means nature of the substance, mass of the substance, and change in temperature of the substance or of the body. Okay, now here we know that specific heat capacity. Specific heat capacity. Now see, specific heat capacity from the given formula Q is equal to mc delta T. We write it like this, mc delta T. It implies that C is equal to Q by m into delta T. Now if m is 1 gram and change in temperature is 1 degree centigrade, then C is equal to Q. From here just C. So this C is the specific heat capacity, and that is equal to the amount of heat required, and with the condition this. What are condition is that? So how can we state? Specific heat capacity is the amount of heat required, this Q, amount of heat required to increase the temperature by 1 degree centigrade of 1 gram of the substance. Means specific heat capacity is the heat required to increase the temperature of 1 gram of the substance or unit mass of the substance by 1 degree centigrade or by 1 Kelvin. Okay, so this is your specific heat capacity. And what is its unit? Its unit is C is equal to Q by m into delta T. So unit is, here unit of Q is joule and unit of mass is kg, unit of delta T is Kelvin. So this is joule per kg per Kelvin. Okay, so unit of specific heat capacity is joule per kg per Kelvin. Now coming to next point, that is heat capacity. Heat capacity, that is a specific heat capacity, specific heat capacity, and it is heat capacity only. So what is difference? See here, again by taking the formula Q is equal to mc delta T. Now see, m into C, and this is equal to Q by delta T, and this Q by delta T is your C dash, that is heat capacity. Heat capacity. So this is your heat capacity. Now how will you define? Heat capacity is the amount of heat required to increase the temperature by 1 degree centigrade of whole substance or whole body, not of unit mass. Keep in mind, a specific heat capacity is the heat required to increase the temperature of one unit mass of the substance, by 1 degree centigrade. Here in heat capacity, the heat required to increase the temperature of whole substance, not of unit mass. Keep in mind, basic difference is that in specific heat, the heat required for unit mass to increase its temperature by 1 degree centigrade. In heat capacity, the heat required to increase the temperature of whole substance by 1 degree centigrade. That is heat capacity. So, what is unit of heat capacity? This is the relation between heat capacity and specific heat capacity. C dash is equal to MC. C dash is your heat capacity and C is your specific heat capacity. Specific heat capacity. Okay. So this is the relation between heat capacity and specific heat capacity. C dash is equal to M into C. And what is unit now? Unit of specific heat capacity. Unit of heat capacity is equal to unit of this Q is joule upon unit of temperature is Kelvin or degree Celsius So its unit is joule per Kelvin or joule per degree Celsius. Okay, joule per Kelvin or joule per degree Celsius is the unit of heat capacity. Okay, now basic difference between heat and temperature. Obviously, the unit of heat is joule, unit of temperature is Kelvin. Unit of heat is joule, while unit of temperature is what? Kelvin or degree Celsius. What is heat? Already I have explained you. In difference you can write heat is the total internal energy of the body or total internal energy of the whole all molecules of the substance, while temperature is the average kinetic energy of each molecule of the substance. Okay, and heat is measured by the principle of calorimetry, while the temperature is measured by what? Thermometer, right? And already we have talked that if two bodies are having same amount of heat, they may differ in their temperature, and vice versa. Means two bodies of same temperature may differ in their heat. So these all are differences in between heat and temperature. So any other topic? Okay, only calorimeter is left in this exercise. Okay, we have talked in this exercise about the heat capacity, specific heat capacity, factors affecting heat absorbed by a body or a substance, unit of heat capacity, unit of specific heat capacity, and difference between heat and temperature. Thank you so much.